Gleno, Cat Daddy, he might not be a multiple Grade 1 winner, but he's certainly got a very soft spot in Gary's heart. He loves him and he never knows how to run a bad race, particularly runs well at Greyville.
Absolutely, he's a little ATM machine. He won this race last year and he's exceptionally well in himself. He hasn't had a great Durban season. His first one was a cracker. He had two sort of like off his runs, but we had a virus going through the yard at the time that he was running. But he's really, really well at the moment. Just to confirm that Samanga Kamala is riding him. There was a misunderstanding at final scratchings, but just to confirm that he is riding him. And we're very excited. I think he's a runner. He hasn't been drawn well his last couple of runs, and now he's got a half decent draw. I think he's drawn 6 or 7. And yeah, the race is winnable. We'd love to open up the meeting.
Hold My Hand, as of course is in the Grade 1 over a mile.
Yeah, look, Grant's really excited. He said it was winning work this morning. She's a filly that Kevin and I spoke about, and we said, let's try and qualify her to get into the Group 1. It was touch and go if we should give her a run after her maidens in case we didn't get in, but thank goodness she did get in. She's got a cracking draw. She's just a super, super filly. She's just got better and better as the season has progressed, and I actually galloped her with Grinkoff, and you couldn't separate them. And I think she's come on a heck of a lot. She's a filly that can quicken up. She's bold. You saw her go through a gap that wasn't there when she won her maidens. She won in open company. Big runner.
Now, we saw some really good work from Countdown this morning. What are you expecting on Saturday?
You know, the Countdown, when his draw came out, I said, that's it, he's not running in the Group 1. Nothing has really gone right for him this season. He's been just unlucky. So we brought him down. We wanted to show him the course. There was so much rain we couldn't work. He missed most of his work. We thought, look, let's just give him the gallop there and show him. And he didn't run a bad race. He got beaten 3 lengths. And then his next start, now that he's seen the course, would be the Greyville Sprint. Unfortunately, as he jumped out, he got T-boned with the horse next to him, and the favourite, him and the stable companion, all got done in on the inside. And you've just got to put a line through that run completely. But that did knock his confidence a bit. Richard bailed off him, which was a little bit disappointing, but he had his own reasons for it. And Louis Makotswa rode him, and he only got beaten 2 lengths in the Group 2. By running him in the little handicap the other day and winning so well by 5.5 lengths gave him the confidence. And I was overseas and I came back and I had to make a decision whether I was going to run him. And when I walked into the yard and had a look at him, he looked better than he did going into the race. And the good news coming out of the race is that the jockeys reckon that his confidence has gone to another level. All of a sudden, he's just doing what he has to do, and that's show us what he showed us early on. So I'm excited. It's going to be tough. We're drawn right in the bush with all 3 of the runners aren't drawn well, but he's drawn towards the outside, so he's going to have to be dropped out and take a chances from behind. And let's hope between one of the 2, him and Grinkoff, one of them will be able to get a safe passage through.
Cousin Casey is a horse that may be champion 2-year-old if he wins this race. Can he follow up after his scintillating win at Greyville on July Day?
He's just getting better and better. He's a late November foal, so he's only just coming into himself. Robbie said to me, what do you think? And I said, I'm more confident now than I was when over the 1400, because he's going to love the extra distance. He's quite a versatile horse, and the reason being is that he's so damn good, is that you can have him off the pace, on the pace, it doesn't matter anywhere, and he can still kick from that. I think that on his work, he's absolutely flying. He's probably going to be my first choice out of the 3. He's drawn the best of the 3, and he hasn't put a foot wrong, so it is going to be very exciting.
Grinkov once again in the Grade 1 over a mile. Not a great draw, but Robbie's luck, he'll get the luck.
Yeah, look, jeepers. So we went and won with Cousin Casey, so I never got to speak to the jockey or the connections, and I managed to phone Gavin the next day, and I said, Gav, so how did the race go? He said, geez, I rode a bad race. I said, why would you say that? He said, look, I thought the 1400 would be a touch sharp for him, so I chased him to place him. He ended up getting caught 3 wide. He said something ran into him from behind, and he never was quite himself. On coming back to the yard, he had lost not 1 but 3 shoes. So both front shoes came off and the back shoe, which is unheard of. Couldn't walk after the race. We had to poultice him and get him right. But he's over the mile. This is always his race. Gavin has got a bad draw. He's going to ride him quiet. He is a really smart horse. He's looking amazing. So hopefully, as I said, we'll be coming from off them. If we don't get traffic problems, they'll be running on.
Good Traveller acquitted himself really well on July Day. He's a smashing looking horse and he's a Grade 1 winner. He looks fantastic this morning.
I wish you could have seen his workout. It was just unbelievable. But he is, Grant was here this morning to ride all his rides, and he just said all the horses are in a very good space. And he said this horse is absolutely flying. He said the last time he rode him was when he won the Group 1 as a 2-year-old. But he said he's obviously got bigger and stronger, and he's just really looking fantastic. I think he's in with a huge shout. They got him at the wrong price, in my opinion. On his last run, he's awfully unlucky. I think if Gavin had known him a little bit better, he would have had him a little bit handier. But he did nothing wrong. He ran on right to the line and just never, finished and just never got to the front horse.
Not so long ago, I've never heard a bullish ring in your voice like there was when you went to Port Elizabeth and landed the whole bang shoot with Colima. He's run fantastically well on July Day, and he's a horse that clearly will revel over the 2-mile trip in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Grant Vanica came past him going through about the 150, 200 and just brushed him. Here like Grant does come from behind them, and he likes to let them run in a bit. It just touched him, and it caught him. It's sort of like he caught a bit of a speed wobble and never held it all together to run in the first 3. He ran 4th. But a very nice run. I don't see why he shouldn't get the extra distance, but I would like to ride him a little bit more quietly. Don't have him so handy on the pace. Grant has ridden before. He's only ridden him once, and he came from near last and mowed them down. And I think that's how he wants to be ridden quietly off them, especially if he can see out the distance. So I'm sure Grant's going to do a great job getting to switch off a little bit, just off the hot pace, and then or off the main pace, and let's see him kick from there. But you got to get lucky as well.
Wonderful. Then Crimson King is more than adequate backup for Kalima if he, for any rhyme or reason, fluffs his lines. What are you expecting there?
Crimson King is another horse that nothing can go wrong with him. He had his first run. He needed it was a good run. His second run was a little bit below par when we thought he would run right on top of them. But he came back and he had just nicked his sesame, but it blew up. You couldn't even touch it. It was so sore. We had to back off him for 10 days to take him out of the race that he was in, his next race he was supposed to be in. But so far, touch wood, it's been a flawless prep going in. And he's in a good space. He galloped on Monday and he couldn't blow a candle out. So the bit of work that he missed, it hasn't done him any harm. He definitely can see out the trip. And with the weights being compressed, I think he's the second best weighted horse there. So if Nebraska fluffs his lines, we'll be there to pick it up, I think.
Spring Fling, back in the Gold Cup.
My goodness me. Spring Fling was supposed to be retired 2 years ago, but he's just, the old he's got, the better he's got, the sound he's got, and the jockey just said that he's told his wife she's got to put 500 rand on for him because he says that he's just in a very good space, and he is. If you watch him work, you can't believe that he's an old boy. He's really working exceptionally well. Richard said that he came through to win the Derby and he never saw out the distance. And I said to the owners, well, we can leave him in the box because there isn't a race until September for him. So they said, why don't we have a crack at the Gold Cup? If they go slow, maybe you'll see out the distance. So
the last graded race of the day is over 2,000 metres, and it's a very strong renewal. Follow the Star will obviously have to beat fillies like Pink Tourmaline and Marina. Good field, but she's a very good filly too.
She is, and Richard stuck with her, which is amazing because I don't know if she's quite up to it. She's actually coming up for the Gold Cup, and I nominated in the Gold Cup, and I thought, let me put in this race and see what happens. And before you knew it, the agent was on to me and said, Richard wants to ride in the 2000. So yeah, I'm excited. She does like a good pace, so I think they're going to go a faster pace than what the Gold Cup's going to be run at. And if that's the case, she'll be doing her best work towards the finish. She's super sound and very happy, and she never really runs a bad race. So her first run here back from the Cape was straight after a long trip. She might have just needed that and a little bit flat, but we got a spot on.
All right, a particularly good ride for Rachel Venica is Kayleen. She's such a good-looking individual, and her work looked very good this morning as well.
Yeah, she's again a fit filly. We just had to freshen her up. She's had quite a bit of racing this season. Her run over the 2,000 metres when we ran her in the 3-year-old Group 1 was a particularly good run. The jockey was cursing because we told him to drop her out. There wasn't enough pace, and he said he should have gone to the front. But she ran on right to the line, and but I think the Kayleen does like to run from off them. and rather go and hunt them down, just depending on the pace. So Rachel's going to have to judge it. If they're going fast, she can give her a little bit more of a chance, but she definitely gets out the 2,000 metres. She's fit, and it's a really tough race. It's got some smart fillies in, but she's just been behind the best fillies in the Group 1s, always running just off them. Hopefully she can get lucky here.